Hey there, welcome back to another review. This time it is of Live Wire. Now, most people probably have never even heard of this film. It's from 1992, starring Pierce Brosnan. And it's a sci-fi idea, even though it's not technically sci-fi, but it's a sci-fi idea. But it's a fun idea. And the idea is, imagine if you'd have a bomb that's liquid form. And so you drink it like water, or if it's in lemonade, or any other substance that you drink, alcohol. You drink it, and this chemical mixes around with your stomach acid, and pretty much you're the timer. Hence, live wire. Your eyes start bleeding and become eye bloodshot. There's points in this film where a guy's chest cracks open. There's another where arms cracking open. And in 30 seconds, you explode. You explode. And thus, there's nothing left, no evidence of any timers, metal, anything of that nature. No physical bomb. So you yourself was the bomb. That is a fun idea. It may be a bullshit idea, sure, but it's a fun idea. And that's what I like in movies, taking a fun idea like this. A lethal new bomb disguised as water. It's the most undetectable and deadly weapon known to man. I think that's a really entertaining idea. And you get some really cool explosions. At the third act, Pierce Brosnan is with this senator played by Ron Silver, who was the villain in Time Cop. And Pierce Brosnan, he's this bomb expert. He's in the FBI. And at the end, he's creating these traps so people flip a switch and they get blown up. Or he puts this thing with nails and it shoots out and fucks up someone in the throat with a bunch of nails. Now, the people involved with it, you got Christian Duguay. He's the director. Now, he did Scanners 2 and Scanners 3. And he went on to do Streamers with Peter Weller, which I really enjoy. I think this is one of his best films. Definitely most underrated. Now, the cast, Pierce Brosnan. This is after Remington Steele, well before GoldenEye. This is when he was getting his footing in movies. He did one film called Detonator, and then there's a sequel to that. He did a few other stuff before that. He did Nomads, which I've never seen but I've heard of. But of his early work before James Bond, I definitely think this is the best movie he did before GoldenEye. And Pierce Brosnan did a great job. He really liked his character. Really solid. And Ben Cross from Chariots of Fire. He was also in The Russian Specialist with Dolph Lundgren. He's been in a few other stuff. I swear he was in a Van Damme movie. I think it was The Order. I believe it was The Order, which I enjoy that film too. But Ben Cross, he plays our villain here, who's a terrorist who did a deal with these other senators and they fucked him over the money. So he has this liquid that gives him via case of alcohol, vodka, whatever you want to call it, or they just take a drink of water. Like I said, in 30 seconds, the eyes start bleeding, bloodshot. That's a really cool idea. So Ben Cross is your villain. Another guy who's with the villains is an actor named Tony Plana. And he's definitely a guy I recognize in films like Born in East LA, among others. He works for our bad guy. Ron Silver, he's a senator that was kind of having an affair with his wife, or at least trying to have an affair with his wife. Ron Silver, like I said, he was the villain in Time Cop. May he rest in peace. Good actor. Lisa Eilbacher plays the wife. She was in Leviathan, which is a personal favorite of mine. She was in the first Beverly Hills Cop. So you have a very capable cast. And like I said, Pierce Brosnan does a really good job in this. Each time these bomb sequences happen, it's a lot of fun. The first bomb You see the outside of the building explode and someone catches on fire and it's a real person on fire. It's not CGI. It's a total fucking doused head to toe on fire. Which I give mucho credit to that stuntman. Another one is these people trapped in a limo and a cop's trying to get them out, and when it explodes, you know it's a dummy, but still it was a lot of fun where the cop body flies back in this explosion. The third one, there's this trial happening and the judge took a swig of water and she flops down. You see her body explode and people in the court trying to get out of the way. And Pierce has a funny line after that where a guy's like, "What happened?" He explains it. "Is that all?" "No, I left out the part where she swallowed a grenade." Like, what do you think? Of course that's it. But I like that line. "No, I left out the part that she swallowed a grenade. She just blew up." It has some nice, colorful moments. Like the first time we see Pierce, he's disarming a bomb. This woman in a car with her legs spread. It's under her seat, and you see him between the woman's legs, trying to disarm this bomb. And pretty much makes a comment about, "Next time, put some underwear on, will you?" And you get the idea that this woman did it because she was cheating on her husband. So her husband put the bomb in there. Here's some rules. 1, stop cheating on your husband. 2, get some underwear. And the movie does it better than I am. Ben Cross did fine as the villain. He has some moments to show his villain ways. Like this guy wanted more money. He takes him, stabs him in the neck with a pin. Just shoves it in there. Some of the lines of dialogue I enjoy. Throughout the film, Pierce has this friction with the senator played by Ron Silver because Ron Silver's messing around with Pierce's wife. And Pierce has quite a few fun lines, like Ron Silver going, "You need to separate your personal and your professional business." And Pierce is like, you leave my wife alone. "Well, I'll separate you from the rest of your life." I forget the guy who plays his buddy on the bomb squad, but I recognize him. He had a bit part in the sequel, Another 48 Hours. And it's fun. They actually have a little remote control robot. Even Pierce makes a comment, "I feel like I'm in Lost in Space," but it's like a robot that his buddy controls that gets some samples and will shoot out a piece of paper to show what's in it. Like little tidbits of that nature help a film, in my opinion. Give it a little bit more character. I guess the best way to describe it. And the film's not long at all. It's an hour and 26 minutes. That's with the credits. In the opening credits, I thought were cool because you see like this water cascading down, and it's the Live Wire logo imprinted on steel or something. It's like passing through, like sizzling the bits that say Live Wire. So I like that they put even a bit of attention to the opening credits. It wasn't just white letters on a black background. It's like almost someone did a imprint of Live Wire, the title, and again like this water coming down, that there's like fire and sparks. So even that, at least they put a bit of effort into it, which they don't even do that in movies today. When was the last time a movie actually did something like that with the titles? So when little bits of that add up, like it gives the movie a bit of character. And it says R-rated and unrated. I don't remember all the differences. I think there's a little bit more. There's a sex scene between Pierce and Lisa. I think you see a bit more of the sex scene in the unrated. I think a little bit more gore. There's a scene where Ron Silver's in this park where a bunch of kids and clowns and a bunch of I don't want to say amusement park, but like carnival type of atmosphere, and the bad guy's trying to do something. Him and Pierce fight in the fountain, and the guy swallows a bunch of stuff, and that's when Pierce realizes it's in the fountain, and the guy is going all crazy. They only have 30 seconds, so they force him in a wheelchair and they're driving him down. And at one point, you see the guy's chest open up. I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. Because you don't expect a fucking chest opening up in an action movie. And then they push him and boom. Like I said, I enjoy the third act where the next victim is going to be Ron Silver's character, and Pierce Brosnan's with Ron Silver, and the bad guys are trying to get into the house, and Pierce is either shooting them or coming up with traps. This trap where people open the door, practical real explosions, no CGI. I like when someone does that, when they make these little traps to do a little MacGyver shit. I find that fun in movies. Like I said, he has this thing, this tube, and I guess so it does a Captain Kirk from, what was it, Arena? I forgot what episode. With the Gorn. Remember you have the rocks? He kind of does the same thing, but it's with nails. It shoots out, hits a guy in the neck with a shitload of nails. I was ready for someone to say, he nailed him. But they didn't say that. But I was waiting for someone to say, you nailed him. Even this stunt here, where it's Pierce and Ron Silver handcuffed together, and they jump and this explosion behind. Really good stunt work. Definitely give a lot of credit and kudos to the stuntmen. Just as other people catch on fire. Even in the house, there's one person where the explosion happens. There's a person all on fire, firing a weapon, and that might seem like nothing to other people, but to me, I give credit to stuntmen who, that's a risky thing to douse yourself on fire. And it's a risky, dangerous move, but it looks pretty damn spectacular on film. I'll say that. Just real people doing it. It's not CGI. It doesn't look fake. It doesn't look phony. Now, I don't really have too many problems. The score by Craig Safan, I'm a bit mixed on. Some elements of the score I like, some elements I don't. At times I thought Pierce seemed a little bit harsh on his wife, played by Lisa Eilbacher. Maybe they do have the story where the daughter drowned in a swimming pool. Maybe a few more scenes of them coming to terms with that death, and like one or two scenes of him really talking with Lisa about those. Maybe that would have helped. It's not a big issue to me, but I see other people thinking that way. Maybe a little bit more action. Whether it be maybe some fisticuffs or maybe a car chase or some sort added in there. Other than that, though, I quite enjoy this movie. It was released by New Line Cinema. I doubt this even has a Blu-ray release. It does have a little thing back here. The only feature is the trailer. Yeah, feature, like the rated version 86 minutes, the unrated 87 minutes. So again, it's a minute difference. But so, I mean, most people watch this, they just watch the unrated version anyway, so I don't know why you even have the rated R version as an option. I think most people, they would pick unrated version on any copy of the film, whatever film it is. But at least you do have the option. Give credit where credit's due. Yeah, I like the cast. Real like Pierce. I think he did a wonderful job. There's moments where he needed to show emotion. He did that. There's moments where he needed to be a badass. He did that. This is a good... I mean, I know he had Remington Steele, but I think this is a good calling card to do James Bond. This is a good calling card that, oh, hey, this guy can do from serious emotion to badass, pieces of humor, with some of the fun lines he said. Again, this is a good calling card for James Bond. Now, when I say it doesn't have the James Bond action, although I like the action, the explosions, but You know, it is a different type of action, but it really shows that Pierce can carry a film. And yeah, I love the idea behind it. It's a pretty original idea. I don't know many other films where, again, a bomb happens when you take this. Whatever has been mixed in there fucking turns you into a bomb. And the way it's handled is pretty fun, these bomb sequences. A bit of visceralness, a bit of, I don't know, like these, a bit of, I want to say violent, but not blood and guts violent, but like, they seem a bit more impactful, these executions via bombing. I don't know how else to describe it than that. Which, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh shit. Like, this is one of those films I didn't know much about. I think I first saw it on VHS, I believe. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? But it was a welcome surprise. So I do think this is one of those underrated gems that no one ever talks about. I doubt anyone has even reviewed this film, which is a shame, because it's a film that deserves a bit more than it's gotten. At least in my opinion. Either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.